Okay, so for the main deck, I'm playing the 3 Neptibus, and honestly, this card is what makes the deck. The deck's really good. Just because of this card, you know, you can dump Dragoons, add Dragoons, and a Megalo. And if you have another water in hand, that's a Megalo, and you're gonna get another Surge. And that really helps because the deck was honestly struggling with consistency issues before this card came out. Because after the hits, the other decks were just too fast for this, and now I believe it's the other way around. This deck's pretty fast compared to other decks. So for the rest of the Atlanteans, I have the 3 heavy infantry, and I'm playing this card at 3 because back row is not really a problem anymore. And if you play against Monarchs or Pepe or anything pendulum related, really, it'd be really helpful to pop the scales, you know? Maybe you could even go Sphere, special summon a Pike, dump it from hand, and you can pop it during their turn. But this card's just really helpful in general. I'm also playing the 2 Marksmen. I'm siding the other one because I feel like unless you go up against a deck that's specifically back row heavy, like I did with the Tellers, this card's really not necessary at 3. And I'm playing, of course, the 2 Dragoons. You have to play 2. The card's good. You can search for anything. It's not limited to once per turn. You can go Instant Fusion, Norden, go into Dweller or 101 and trigger the Dragoons effects. If you 101 with 2 Dragoons, you can potentially trigger both of their effects, which is pretty good.
GG.
GG. And then I'm playing, these are the non-Atlanteans or Mermails. I have 3 Veilers for the Monarch matchup. And Pepe. It comes in useful against a lot of decks, but if I play against anything that doesn't necessarily need it, I'll cut the 2 or 3 and I'll play Max C, or I'll play something else that'll be a bit more relevant in the matchup.
Easy side outs, basically.
Yeah, they're easy side outs. It's 3 easy spaces. They're either really good in the main or they're really good for siding out, so I don't have to make tough decisions in the main deck with cutting stuff. I'm playing 1 Diva. This card's also really good. This card can get you Trish fairly consistently if you open this up with, I think it's a level 2 or a level 3 Atlantean in your hand. Then you can go Trish. You just go this, Neptibus, and then you dump Dragoons and you search. All you need to have is this and another water on board, and you should be able to go Trish fairly consistently. Yeah, you can Tatsunok, but Tatsunok's a really good card. Molten Glacia. This card's really good, I believe, because you can go Molten Glacia and Trish at the same turn, which is knocking 3 cards out. If you do that first turn, and you open up with like a Rafflesia or a back row maybe that's relevant, it's pretty good because it's hard to play consistently with 3 cards in your hand because you're used to 5 and 3 cards really cuts down on your resources. So for the Mermail, I'm playing triple Megalo. I've taken a lot of flack for playing this card at 3. People tell me it's not good and that I shouldn't be playing it at 3, but I believe it's necessary at 3 because it gets you a lot of the dumps for the Atlantean effects. If you open up dead, you can still go Megalo, dump the 2 waters, add the Sphere, you know, maybe play a little more defensively. Also, this helps me get to my spell, which negates other spells effects. It's called Biskel the Mizuchi, and that's a really good card to open up too because you're limiting them to having to throw away one of their spells from the get-go. I'm playing 3 Tias, another card I took a lot of flack of. A lot of people told me not to play this card or to play at a 1 or 2, but I feel like this card's good enough to warrant 3 because if you open up this and Dragoons, you're going to be able to search for a level 4 lower Mermail and a Sea Serpent, which really opens up your options. You can search for Pike and Heavy Infantry or Marksman, or you can search for Gundy and a Megalo, and if you have the other water in hand, that's a free special summon. I'm playing the 2 English and the it's in German. I'm also playing 2 Pike. People told me this card isn't good either, but I feel like this card's also good enough to warrant, at least at 2. I tried 3, it was a little too much. But I mean, the deck has so many waters that you can dump this and add a Heavy Infantry or a Gundy. It's more for sort of resolving the effects of the water monsters that you have. With the number of Atlanteans you have, it's almost never dead. I'm also playing 2 Gundy. This card's just good in general because, I mean, this card used to be at 1 and now that it's at 3, I considered playing it at 3, but it was a little too cloggy. You can only do it once per turn, but at 2 you can either draw it or you can search it if you really need it, and you can special summon any one of the bigger ones, which is really helpful because say if you have if you have Tias and Gundy in hand, and like a Megalo and Gray, that's a free rank 7. You can go with Pike, and then you can resolve Pike's effect to discard another water and draw, or pop something. It's another really good card. And I'm playing Lindy at 1. I'm playing Lindy and Sphere at 1 because I felt like if I played it at more, it would be inconsistent, as I would draw those cards more often than I would like. Sure, sometimes I'll open up the Lindy, or I'll draw the Sphere before the Lindy, which is a lot better, but I feel like this card, Sphere into this, it can get you out of a lot of things. For spells, I'm playing 3 Instant Fusion. Norden's just a really good card right now, especially with this deck, because you can go Norden Dragoons, like I said earlier, resolve Dragoon's effect. You can go Norden Pike, use Pike's effect, or at least pay cost to discard a water and maybe resolve an effect that you needed. It's really good for going into... You can still pay cost though.
Oh
yeah. It's like with Sphere, like you don't, yeah. But I mean, you can use this if you have a Veiler in hand in this, you can potentially make Trish. You can also make Tatsunoko plays with this, because when you special summon Norden, you don't have to special summon a level 4, you can special summon a level 4 or lower. So it gives you a lot of variety with the plays you can make. For the rest of the spells, I'm playing 2 Moria of Greed. This card, I took ridiculous amounts of flack when I told my friends I was playing this card. They told me, no, that card's bad, you don't even plus off it. But I feel like with the amount of water monsters I'm playing and the cards that I maybe would like not to draw, this card came in really helpful. A couple of the games it won me because I opened up like a heavy infantry and a marksman. And those cards aren't helpful on their own. You would need like a Pike or one of the bigger Mermails to do plays with them. So I would do this, and I think one of them I went Neptivus, another one I drew a Deep Sea Diva. It's not all the time that good, but still I feel like it's necessary to keep the deck at a decent speed. I'm also playing 1-for-1. This card's necessary. I mean, you want to get Neptivus on board as consistently as you can and as often as you can most of the time. Because his effect's just so good. You get it resolved, you get to send the water, you would get the water monster effect that you send, and you would get the add. I'm also playing Twin Twisters. This card's just back row, you know. I'm playing against Monarchs, hit the March or the Domain. If you discard Gundy, you get a special summon off it, which is another bonus. Playing Soul Charge at 1. I honestly don't know how I feel about this card, because I played it and a couple of games it came in clutch, but another couple of games I would draw it dead and it wouldn't be very helpful.
I feel like it's too slow for this format. You just want to kill you.
I'm considering cutting it just because it's, like you said, it's a little too slow, and it's good, but it doesn't come in helpful as often as I would like it to. I'm playing the one of Rigeki, which is pretty good, because if you open this up in a combo piece, you should be able to consistently OTK or put on at least a lot of damage on board, or build a board like, say, Gaios, Dweller, and Rafflesia or something like that. I'm also playing the one of Mizuchi. This card's really good, I believe, because it gives the Mermail an attack boost, plus you negate the first spell. So say if you go Megalo, and then you equip this to it, and it can attack twice, it's an extra 1600 attack, which is an extra Pike. But it also, not really the attack boost, but the effect that it negates spells, you can really put a damper on a lot of the decks, because spells are really important now. And say if they only draw one, the spell's basically dead until they draw something that they can use to get rid of this. For traps, I'm only playing 4. I'm playing Sphere, one of Lindy. I'm playing Treacherous Trap Hole for the Rafflesia, Bottomless Trap Hole for the Rafflesia, and I'm playing a Warning, just because you never know when Warning can come in help.
I think a Strike is too expensive.
Strike is too expensive too.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not down for that.
Hell
Alright, so
no,
now,
that's like a ship from the top.
yeah, time to go with the side deck. So I'm playing Time Space in case I face another deck that maybe the Bottomless or the Treacherous aren't too helpful against. Torrential, another Chaos Trap Hole just in case I played Cosmos. It's basically a warning. And I mean, being able to send a warning and banish their lighter dark monster and keeping them from resolving is pretty good. I was playing the one of Anti-Spell against Monarchs.
Is it because they only have one?
Yeah, and I only have one. I would be super happy to have 2 or 3, but honestly, I feel like playing 1 is decent, because if you play more, there's the potential to draw it when you don't want to. If you're playing 1, your deck's not completely reliant on drawing the Anti-Spell to out the Monarchs, but if you draw it, it's really helpful.
I still play it. If I had to. I don't even know what.
I'm playing 2 Mirror Forces. You know, I never sided them in, but I wasn't really sure what I'd side them in against. 2 Grand Horns, 1 Vanities, 1 Restrict against Monarchs 2. The 2 Light Imprisonings that came in handy against Satellers. This card's really not relevant right now, but I honestly didn't have much for my side, so I decided to play that. Book of Moon, I played against the BA matchup. This card's really not that helpful either. Mizuchi, in case I spelled and in case I faced a specifically spell heavy deck.
Well, Draco and Pals.
Draco Pals. And now the Atlantean Marksman to round it all off. And now I'm gonna go with the extra deck. The extra, I'm gonna start at the lowest ones first. I'm gonna start with Tatsunoko. This card is broken. I don't care what people tell me.
Oh, that's what I'm missing.
This card is ridiculous. You can go Diva, and then you summon Neptibus, you resolve the Neptibus, and then you can go into this. And depending on what you add to hand, you can potentially go for Trish, Black Rose, Odd Eyes Meteor, which is really good against BA or other decks that really need to resolve their effects on battle phase. It's just really good in general. It opens up a lot of plays, and since it's a water, you never know when you can use that. I have the Rafflesia. I'm playing at 1. This card's really good too because say sometimes you'll have to go first, and although that's not preferred, you can still make pretty decent boards with Rafflesia. And say if you open up like a Dweller, or if you happen to make Gaios or Red Ice Flare Metal, it's a pretty hard board to get around. The Dweller I'm playing at 1. I honestly feel like I should be playing this card at more than 1.
Probably
because
should.
in case they out the one of, I should have the other one, but that scenario never came up, luckily. I'm just playing the 1 of 101 and the 1 of Castel. These cards are just basic generic rank 4s that you want to play. Honestly, they didn't really come in that helpful, but I had to play the 101 in case I did get the chance to resolve Dragoons. And the Castel, you never know when you're going to get locked by a domain or, well, by a card that would stop you that's face up. That would hurt you from continuing your plays. Maybe something that can't be destroyed by battle, or something that's really big that you have to get over. I'm playing the Cowboy also. This card, I don't really know how I feel about playing it now. It's not too good nowadays, but I just wanted to play it just in case. I didn't want there to be one of those duels where, oh, you could have won if you had Cowboy. Lately, I have not made this card very often at all. Maybe a couple times to go for a game, but I mean, I just wanted to play it just to play safe. I'm also playing 2 Norden. I know I'm playing 3 Instant Fusion and 2 Norden, but I feel like the 3 Instant Fusions, I wasn't gonna draw all of them, and if I did, I basically lost that game anyways because I bricked. But Norden's a really good card too. It helps you go open up rank 4 plays, open up synchro plays, helps you go maybe Valor, and you can go Trish with another rank 4, with another level 4. Then the 7s, I'm playing Gaios at 1. I should be playing 2 of these, but I'm not 100% certain because the number rank level 7s isn't exactly enough to warrant the second one, but I might try and test it out later and see how that works. I'm playing Flare Metal. This card's also really good against decks that can't get over monsters like this by attacking or by targeting and, like, say, Castelling or something. It's really good for decks like against like BA or something because it's hard to get over and you have to pay life points as you're going along, and that life points difference stacks up really fast. I'm also playing the 1 of Draco Sack. It came in helpful against Tellers. I think I made it once to pop back row. It's not that good of a card right now, but I felt like I wanted to have the Draco Sack option just in case I wanted to make it. I have the 1 of Big Eye also. Big Eye's just a good card in general. You can take one of their monsters if they have big monster or something and you're something you want to get over, maybe something you want to make a rank 4 play with, or even synchro with. It's a helpful card. For level 7 synchros, I'm playing Black Rose. This card's kind of hard to make in the deck, but I just want to have the option in case I really had to get overboard. I'm also playing the Meteor Burst, which is really good against decks that rely on their battle phase effects, like BA and Cosmos sometimes also. You can beat over one of the smaller ones. And I'm playing the 1 of Trish, because Trish is just a broken card. And if you're not playing this in this deck, you're not playing the deck right. And that's going to be it for my deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. See you guys around next time.
Team Traveler signing out.